Hi, Paul Slacker's Good News Broadcast. I'm speaking to Charlene Francis. Hi, Charlene. How are you?
I'm fine, Paul. Thank you. And you?
I'm good. Charlene has so much vim and vigor and gusto, and she's a good friend. She's on the SeniorNet board, and you're located where?
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
All right. You from that area?
No, I'm from Columbus, Worthington, Ohio, originally.
Okay.
I moved here in '88.
All right. And you've enjoyed your time in Oklahoma City? OKC, I think they call it?
Right. It has been great. I have a son who lives here, and that makes it even better.
He's a gentleman. I've met your son as well.
Yes, you have.
He's a good guy. And Charlene, I met actually through our involvement with SeniorNet, the organization of which my buddy Leslie Smith is the chairman of, and invited me to be on the board. And Charlene is a revered board member and has been working with SeniorNet for, what, a couple weeks now?
Yes, about 21 years.
Okay, so, I think it's, what, 26 years old now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, how did you, day one, where did you hear about it? What was it to you? And that's some time ago. How'd you get involved?
Well, my son was after me to get a computer, which I did not want at all. And shortly after I moved here, I moved to Oklahoma in '88. And then shortly after I moved here, Mercy Senior Health and Hummel Associates had an article in the newspaper that they were going to start a learning center, a SeniorNet Learning Center. So I thought, well, I'll go take the course, and then once I go through the fundamentals, I'll tell my son I'm computer literate and he can bug off. But it didn't happen that way. I got hooked and went in as an instructor rather than a student, and from there it's history.
Well, what is it? Tell us a little bit. What is SeniorNet at your facility there? What happens there?
Well, we have a learning center. We have a lab with 15 computers in it. We also have a large meeting room, and every Thursday from 10 to 12, we have maybe 60 to 80 seniors to come in, and it's an open forum. We just discuss their problems, new technology, new techniques, new gadgets, just whatever they want to talk about, and then problem solving we do also.
So over 21 years now, you've obviously been training and helping many people, and has any kind of, like, I mean, it's sort of a little bit of a social thing too, right? I mean, the people are coming out of their homes and coming to a location and saying hello to each other. So any interesting things happen?
Well, I guess the thing that strikes me most is the age of the group.
Okay.
Our oldest member is 90 years old.
Wow.
And then the youngest member is in mid-50s.
Okay.
So we do have a variation in age.
So it's seniors and boomers, as they say.
Well, yeah, you might say that.
So did any, marriages occur as a result of that place?
No, I don't know of any marriages. We've had a couple of romances, but they didn't end up in marriages.
Okay, all right. And the actual education, you have the programs, right? They are many times donated by Microsoft, and I know Adobe and AT&T. We've had a lot of good corporate outreach over the years, and those companies have come through for SeniorNet. Isn't that so?
They really have. That is so true. And, of course, Microsoft just recently made I don't remember the exact amount, but it's up in the thousands, if not $1 million.
Oh, it was $1.4 million, or $1.2 million or something worth of product. Yeah, boy.
And we're working on that model right now. We're going to have our My PC open house June the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do 2 sessions of that, one in the morning, 10 to 12, and then one in the evening, 7 to 9. And we'll be showing the new workshops that they came up with.
Well, it's a beautiful thing when the corporations help out and our individuals. I know some people have less money in their endowments to the or to SeniorNet. So anybody out there, it's a wonderful organization that since I've done, been involved for 6 or so years, I've seen many. I know there's been weddings and beautiful things that have occurred all over this country because SeniorNet is, there's 70 or 80 centers strong all over this country. America started originally, I think, in San Francisco,
Right.
And the good news is. When you go to them, these the boomer seniors are sending emails to their grandkids, and right? Isn't that all that's happening?
That's true, Paul. And another thing, we're an all-volunteer organization, and you just can't say enough about the volunteers. Our instructors are volunteers, and we have an ambassador program where individuals have offered to help with specific applications or programs, and some of them even make house calls to help the other members.
See, here's goodness in its utmost here. Let me say one thing about Charlene. Now, we've the board of the SeniorNet has wisely, I will say, decided to make a scholarship opportunity in the name of Charlene Francis, and I wanted to congratulate you for that, because it couldn't be any more well-deserved for you. You really are an inspiration to the entire board. You're much funnier than everybody as well, and you just really are, you have a joy de vie, I think they say in French. You have the joy of life. How do you have all that beauty in you? Where is that from?
Well, I think it came from my parents and the way we were raised.
Okay, and they were happy to be full-fledged citizens of the world?
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, Charlene, you as I say, they couldn't have been any wiser than to give something like this to you. What's kept you going with this organization for 21 years? I mean, that's a serious volunteer, in quotes, in capitals, commitment.
Paul, it's quite challenging scheduling the courses, contacting the students to give them the dates that they're going to, they're enrolled in a course and whatnot. But it's very gratifying when you look at a person that came into the group and said, I don't know a thing about computers, and then one day in the class or in the meeting, something's said, and they come up and they say to you, I finally heard something and understood what it meant. That means we're doing our job.
That's a beautiful thing. I agree with you. It's the being a questionable computer guy myself after all these years. Anytime I learn anything new that I didn't know how to do, and there's so much I don't know how to do, I know I need to go to SeniorNet and learn how to use a computer, because one thing about a computer and the programming and so on, it is quite frustrating if you don't know what to do.
And it can be very intimidating.
And intimidating and demoralizing, right, as well.
At times, yes.
So the support of everybody in this educational atmosphere, right? And without do you have tests?
No.
See, so it's pure learning, right? That's what it's all about.
Right. Right.
That's a beautiful thing. All right. Well, it's always a pleasure. I love always seeing you, and I know I've been out there to Oklahoma City. You took me around to some of the great places, and you're just super duper. Let me ask the last question here, Charlene. What's good news for you?
Good news for me. That's a tough question.
In addition to getting this beautiful award.
Well, I can't say there's any better news than that. That came really as a big surprise, and I am very proud to be the recipient of it.